because that was a failure of reimplantation. That's what we're up against. Now, if you try to take some vegetable seeds, say, let's use a romaine, and try to put it in a vacant lot and water it and give it plenty of sun and try to stimulate the growth, it won't live. It won't even germinate because it can't stand alkalinity. And vacant lots are alkali, usually. So that's why we put fertilizer in the soil to make it slightly acid. And then we get germination of the romaine seeds and other types of vegetable seeds.
So are you saying, there's been many books out recently on pH, but I have never seen a book out yet that contended with pH of the colon as a specific target.
That's right. I've talked to medical people over the years, and they never got the education. Now, if I can go back just for a moment, I'll tell you exactly what happened. During the Fathers of Medicine from 1840 to, say, 1940, 1940 is when Fleming came out with penicillin. There was 100 years of research that was just getting into what's going on with degenerative disease conditions. And the Pasteur Institute, with Nobel Prize winners, by the way, came up with the solutions. They came up with the answers to the problem of the loss of the good bacteria. Now, they tried orally. It didn't work. So they had to try it rectally, because in the baby, there's no hydrochloric acid. It goes directly from the mother's breast and into the baby's colon. That's a big part of this thing, to know that. Then, when we became older, they found out we had hydrochloric acid. Then they said, uh-oh, it's dying. We can't do it that way. So we're going to have to bypass all of the upper GI, where all these different acids are and chemicals in the stomach. We're going to have to go rectally. And we'll put it in rectally, and there'll be no problem. We can reestablish the good bacteria. I've seen probably over 1,000 people clinically for 6 years. I no longer have the office, but I know from the research that I acquired and actually applied that this is what can happen to a person's colon flora. You can get it back in. Now, while I was there and in the process of leaving the clinic, I was approached with the idea that, well, somebody can do this at home. This isn't that big of a deal. So during the show, in fact, right now, if you like, I can give the 800 number, and they can get a brochure to find out how to get this bacteria back in their colon at home.
David, why don't you give out that 800 number, and then we're going to move to an interactive presentation. We're going to switch gears, and we'll be back. Go ahead and give your 800 number.
800-943-0054.
And why don't you say it again for audiences listening?
800-943-0054. And I have two websites that I'll putting up later on if they'll still
Go ahead and give it now, and then we'll bring you back in.
www.the, that's T-H-E, whole, W-H-O-L-E, way, W-H-E-Y.com. thewholeway.com. And the other one is an unbiased testimonial that they can see a person had colitis that came to the clinic, and he was so excited that he saved his colon and his health and his family and their income. His is www.colon.uncom, that's uncom.com. And if there's any questions, why, you'll find it in the 800 number brochure.
We're also going to take some questions on the show, but we're going to switch gears, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with It's Rainmaking Time and David Webster. How many of you have thought about the fact that unfinished business may have something to do with an element beyond your comprehension, like leftover memory and association from other times, places, events, and connections with other people that you know, souls that you know, rather than just in our current body of affairs? You know, it's not an easy concept to accept, but for many of us, it's amazingly true. The history we attempt to figure out in this lifetime often has its roots during other time frames, and these time frames are accessible by a few people around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet Roberta Herzog, the author of The Akashic Records, Your Soul's Journey Through Time. Roberta, are you there?
I sure am.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning to you. Lovely show.
Thank
Great
you.
information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the things that I try to point out to people that in an hour's time, I try to provide a person with compelling and accurate information about this lifetime and time frames and issues that are a part of the current tapestry of your life today. And this uncovers and resolves very perplexing and missing interpretive pieces of your present life and the people in it. And people can reach me if they want with regard to my work with the Akashic Records at robertaherzog.com, and I'd be happy to send you a free booklet that I'll send you anywhere in the world about my work. And, a lot of people come to this information and they say, what in the world is an Akashic reading? What are the Akashic Records? And, these are records of lifetimes that you had before. And people come seeking information about their work, problems with loved ones, issues with their health, finances, vocations, issues that now seem to be chronic in their life, and they keep attracting these same issues over and over and over. So my point of view is that working with correctly read, and I really mean correctly read past life information, can really be a solution. You and I have spoken about 33 years that I've been in this work, doing these readings for many, many years. It's a long time. It's a privilege to serve. And, I do have a book out on the Akashic Records. It's just been published. And
it's so beautiful. This book is so beautiful. I really want to confirm this. I read it cover to cover. I would not have anybody on this show whose work I hadn't been familiar with or book I hadn't read and scoped out. It is so beautiful no matter what your religion or tradition. This is a absolute elegant motif of ancient work and knowledge for anybody. And go ahead, Roberta, give them your contact information.
It's my name. It's very simple. It's Roberta Herzog, Herzog, robertaherzog.com, and the book has colored illustrations. To my knowledge, Kim, this is the only book on the Akashic Records ever written by a person with my experience. I'm not wanting to sound egotistical, and I'm not, but 33 years is a long time, and I'm very classically trained as a medium. I know the ethics, I know the responsibility of giving accurate information, and of course not giving accurate information. There's a lot of people out there that don't give accurate information, and they mess up a lot of people's lives. I don't do that. And so this is the first time that I've done anything like this with anyone, and I am delighted to be here with you and to help you in your journey, and to give to people some of the information about an interesting way to get information into their life, to get it accurately, and how they can work with it.
Well, I want to thank you for being here, and again, I want to welcome all of you to pick up the book, The Akashic Records, Your Soul's Journey Through Time by Roberta Herzog. God bless you, and thanks for being here, Roberta. Keep tuning into It's Rainmaking Time.
I sure will. Bye-bye, darling.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuning into It's Rainmaking Time. I'm Kim Greenhouse. We are bringing David Webster back, the author of Achieve Maximum Health, Flora, the Missing Link in Immunity, Health, and Longevity. We were just talking about the fact that acidophilus does not make it through the hydrochloric acid in the stomach.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to tell you something, David. My mother just recently had a root canal a few months ago. And after she had this root canal, to quote, prevent infection, her well-intentioned dentist put her on a series of antibiotics. Now, she still developed an infection, and then she went on another round of antibiotics. Very strong, I might add, and she's 75 years old. Hello to Joanne Greenhouse and a big hug. Now, we gave her acidophilus afterward. But the reality is, I knew, reading your book, that it wasn't going to do what the doctor thought. But we went ahead and did what the doctor said, because it was better than giving her enemas at 75 years of age, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Some people can do it, and some people are not in a place to do it.
Right.
So it created a conflict for me, because I wanted to tell the doctor, I wanted to share this, but I didn't want to insult her. I didn't want to offend her. I didn't want to, it's a